Hello, my name is Marcel Baguidi. I'm the Director General of Système Ouest Africain d'Accréditation. Today we'll discuss on the topic bringing the laboratory quality to the next level, and specifically on the challenges and opportunities of advancing laboratory accreditation through a regional approach. We'll share the experience of SOAC. First of all, I would like to thank the African Society for Laboratory Medicine to have given to SOAC the opportunity to participate to this very important symposium and to share our experience. So my presentation will have some key points. The first one will be the state of play of accreditation development in West Africa. And the second one will be on accreditation as one of the pillars of West Africa quality infrastructure. We'll also see how quality management is implemented in West Africa medical labs, have a quick glance on the African Accreditation Corporation, AFRAC, and also see how multi-economies accreditation bodies could be a way to strengthen accreditation in Africa. And last but not least, we'll discuss about the state of play on SOAC achievements. So the findings presently is that we have a low number of international recognized medical laboratories in Africa, and specifically in West Africa. So we have less than 40 ISO 15189 accredited labs in our region. So what are the causes and also the effects? We would like to discuss this point on three axes: delays, cost, and quality. Concerning the cost, we can say that we have high cost of accreditation, and we know that accreditation is one of the main modes of proof of competence of labs around the world. The second point, delays, we know that we have the weakness of local quality infrastructure, specifically the absence of an operational accreditation body. And also, vis-a-vis quality, we can say that we had a few local expertise able to support labs to develop international recognized analytical skills. So our year of reference for all these statements is 2012, and we'll try to keep this year all along the presentation as the reference year. So this is the statement and these are the statement and findings in 2012. So there was a high-level discussion at ECOWAS and UEMOA Commission, our two regional economic community in West Africa, and finally they were able to sign a win-win partnership with some key institutions. I mean, EU as a funding partner and UNIDO as executing agency. The aim was to build the quality infrastructure scheme of West Africa. And the four partners are working together since before. We're working before 2012 and are still working to finalize the operation of all the quality infrastructure scheme within the region. Excuse me. 5 years later, in 2017, the scheme was adopted. The quality infrastructure scheme of West Africa was adopted by the ECOWAS Council of Ministers. So a high level of adoption. And here is the scheme. It was created a Quality Community Council. And the role of the Quality Community Council is to supervise the global policy in quality in all the ECOWAS region. The council has some specialized committees in the key areas of quality infrastructure. I mean accreditation, metrology. We know that metrology is very important for medical lab because of calibration. We also have a committee on standardization, technical regulation, and conformity assessment. As you can notice, for conformity assessment, we have also subcommittee covering the main areas of conformity assessment, I mean, testing, certification, and inspection. At national level, the council can also identify some national structure and give them a regional vocation to serve all the 50 members of the region. But we know that councils and committee are there to define politics and guidance, but are not there for the execution and implementation. It's why ECOWAS has created what we call the ECOWAS Quality Agency. This agency is the executive secretariat of the council. We'll now focus on two of the subcommittee, I mean, how accreditation is managed at ECOWAS level, as well as conformity assessment. So concerning accreditation, we can see that three accreditation bodies have been recognized at ECOWAS level. The first one is from Ghana, Ghana National Accreditation Service. Ghana has decided to create his own accreditation body. The same for Nigeria, Nigeria National Accreditation System, that is representing a key AB within the region. And you have SOAC as a multi-economy accreditation body covering 8 economies within the region. So the 3 ABs are supposed to serve the 15 member states. I mean, you know that some countries do not have accreditation body, like Sierra Leone, Liberia, the Gambia, Cape Verde, and Guinea. So the idea is all of these countries can contact easily SOAC, NINAS, or GANAS to cover their need. This is the view and the organization at ECOWAS level. What is working now quite well, I will say it is the accreditation of laboratories and certification, system certification bodies. But what is coming soon will be the accreditation of inspection bodies and product certification bodies to support the ECOWAS quality mark, since ECOWAS has launched his ECOWAS quality mark to ensure that products and services could have a proof of quality within the region. Concerning the conformity assessment, and if we would like to focus on medical labs, as you know, accreditation is the last milestone in the process, and it means that you need to have a support to implement quality management system within the labs before. And it's why it is important to have a network of structures in charge of supporting such activities. And what is interesting is that in our region, we have some key partners like Fondation Mérieux and Rezaolab, but also the WAAU, which is the West Africa Health Organization. And last but not least, Aslm. All these organizations, institutions, and programs are supporting the implementation of quality management system within the labs. And then this work is very important because it helps to prepare the labs to reach the level and help them to be able to apply for accreditation. Let's have a glance on how accreditation is organized at African Union level. So the structure in charge at African Union level is the African Accreditation Corporation, AFRAC. So far, AFRAC have 25 members. 6 are signatories of AFRAC Mutual Recognition Arrangement. 5 are full member. We have 1 associated member and 13 stakeholders. So you can see on the map that we have in Southern Africa and East Africa, the map is quite green. The green is dark green. This green represents economies that are signatories of the MRA of AFRAC. And then the light green it represents economies that are on one step. Just one step is missing to sign the agreement. And in red, we do not have accreditation body. And in yellow, the accreditation body is being setting up. So with the view on this map, you can see that when you have multi-economy accreditation body, you can have some, you can tackle the issue of accreditation, because as you know, SADCAS, for example, who is the Southern accreditation body, is covering 13 economies, and SOAC in West Africa is covering 8 economies. So we can say that using the multi-economy accreditation body system could be a way to improve accreditation within the continent. And here is the scheme of multi-economies accreditation body worldwide. You can see that we have 4 multi-economy ABs so far. 2 of them are in Africa, and Africa is catching up with regional integration, since SOAC and SADCAS are covering 21 countries out of 54. And you also have this system in the Gulf with the JAC, and in Australia, between Australia and New Zealand with the JAS-ANS. Here also you can see the impact of the multi-economy accreditation bodies. Our year of reference, as usual, is 2012. You can see on the map of IIF. IIF is the International Accreditation Forum. The map was quite empty in 2012 with just SANAS, South Africa, EJAC, Egypt, and TUNAC, Tunisia. And when the multi-economy ABs were launched, you can see that the map is very blue now in the west and in the center. Of course, we cannot, we have to cite also in the west the fact that NINAS, Nigeria, and Ghana's have been set up, and all the ABs, the national ABs in the west, in the east. But globally, we'll see the impact of the creation of multi-economy ABs, and it could be an issue to cover the need of the rest of the continents, specifically, for example, in Central Africa, where we have some RECs that are quite well organized. Now let's have a glance on SOAC. Just say that SOAC has been created in 2005 with a regulation from the Council of Ministers of UEMOA, and the regulation was updated in 2010 to fit with international requirement of ILAC, AFRAC, and IIF. We have started our activities in 2018, and SOAC is the unique AB allowed to deliver accreditation in its 8 member states. I mean Benin, Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Niger, Senegal, and Togo. We are here to support the development of regional and international trade, but also in the field of, if we think about medical health, SOAC have a role to support the availability of healthy and safe products and services in West Africa. That means that SOAC is supporting the protection of consumer within the region. Vis-à-vis the legal framework, you can see that SOAC is covered by regulation both from UEMOA and ECOWAS, and all these regulations have been taken at a high level, in the 2 RECs, I mean the Council of Ministers. So what is the impact of SOAC vis-à-vis the cost management? We can say that since the beginning of our activities in 2018, we have a reduction of training costs by approximately 60%. The same for the cost of accreditation, the fees for accreditation assessor that fall to in the range of 60 to 75%. And globally, we can say that the cost of accreditation is lowest than lower than the past, because SOAC is using local expertise. So even if one of the aim and objectives were to be able to offer services at lower cost, we should not avoid to talk about quality. So one of our objectives fixed by the board of directors was to ensure that SOAC is working on, is aligned on with international requirements from AFRAC, but also ILAC, which is the International Laboratory Accreditation Corporation, and the same for IIF. So you can see that all along the path, we are trying to reach these requirements, and now we just have one step to jump to join, to be signatories of the MRA of ILAC and AFRAC for laboratories. Let's have a look on accreditation so far. We have delivered 31 accreditation certificate to accredited conformity assessment bodies. Among them, you can see that we have 6 medical testing labs. That means that the region is improving, and you can see that you have some labs in Cote d'Ivoire, but also in Benin and also in Togo. And we know that some medical labs are being prepared by our partners and should be ready soon to apply for accreditation. The same for training, because our second activity is to deliver training to labs. So you can see that we were able to train around 600 people since the beginning of our activities in 2018. But with the COVID-19, we have speed the training of technicians of medical labs, because it was a demand from the member states. And you can see that the training was on ISO 15189, but also on ISO 15190, the biosafety, because we are aware of the fact that COVID-19 is quite dangerous for the technician in the labs. But the trainings went well, but we have noticed that the rate of participation of women is quite low, with just 27%. So we would like to change it and to increase the number of women who are working on the field of accreditation within our region. So SOAC has been also evaluated by the peer in April in his aim to be signatory very soon of the AFRAC and ILAC arrangement, and it was done digitally. So we think that the digital assessment and the digital evaluation are in some way perspective to improve the development of accreditation within a region. Another factor that can help the development of accreditation could be the fact that in some countries, accreditation is compulsory. It is the case in Cote d'Ivoire. It is in the law, and you cannot notice that in the map, Cote d'Ivoire in West Africa has the more important number of accredited CAPs. So we can make the link and say that perhaps the fact that it is compulsory is also encouraging CAPs to go for accreditation. So for us, the new challenges and opportunities are to use remote assessment and take advantage of remote assessment because of the cost, because of the fact that you do not pay flights and so on. But we are also to focus on the fact that we have advantages, but also some disadvantages. So for us, we need to work on the disadvantages so that remote assessment could be done strictly like on-site assessment, and then it will be fully benefit for all the CAPs. So challenges ahead for us will be the strengthening of remote assessment the strengthening of assessors and expertise networking, also ensure a better involvement of women in accreditation process. On this way, we have signed a partnership with WAWA. WAWA is the the West Africa Women Association, so that we can see how we can work together to increase the number of women involved in accreditation. The point now, so we can say that needs of structure to support the implementation of key quality management system in medical lab is a key, is very important. Also, setting up multi-economy ABs is a way to speed the availability of accreditation services in Africa. Another point is the fact that multi-economies ABs allow a cost-sharing approach between member states for the benefits of CAPS, and then the presence of ABs on the continent made accreditation services available on due time. We need to increase the number of assessors taking into account gender balance and also take advantage of the benefits of digitization to develop accreditation. So this is my last point. I'm now open for question and answer, and would like to thanks again Aslm for this opportunity, and wish to all of us a very successful Symposium 2021. Thank you.